Oh, look at that. That perfectly lined up. It's like she has her arms around me. Also, word to the marketing department for this movie. Y'all knew what y'all were doing when y'all said, while some women are waiting to exhale, which is basically a nod to Waiting to Exhale that came out a few months before this movie.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black.
Happy Valentine's Day, all my movie loving maniacs. This is your boy Bankful B, and welcome back to the Lassiter Factor Black History Month movie review special, where I watch a piece of black cinema that I've either never seen before or want to rewatch. And in the case of Valentine's Day, I hope everyone is having a safe and loving Valentine's Day. And the movie I've chosen to review for this special day is A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, which I watched for the first time in from a certain point of view, it's a little bit of an unconventional Valentine's Day pick, but hey, I just thought it'd be a perfect time to review this. So, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate is about Darnell, who is a bit of a womanizer. He has been with many women, but then he comes across Brandy, played by Lynn Whitfield, who is a bit of a challenge for him to basically get with. He finally does, but then she reveals that she unalived her husband and she's a bit crazy. And so now we spend the rest of the movie of him trying to get out of this relationship. Now, this is a movie that I've always heard about, but for some reason I just never got around to watching up until now. And I should also note that I went into this movie cold. I just thought this was like your typical black rom-com with some conflict here or there, but I was not expecting the roller coaster ride that this movie took me on during the second half. And I enjoyed every moment of it. Now, granted, the critics' consensus around this film is a bit negative. In fact, I think it's sitting at a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a bit crazy. And I know some people don't care about the tomatoes, neither do I, but at times they do hold some weight. I should also note that this movie was the first and last time that Martin Lawrence ever directed the film. When the credits came up and it said a film by Martin Lawrence, I'm like, wait, what? And even at the end of the credits, it said directed by Martin Lawrence. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. In fact, thinking about it now, both Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy kind of parallel each other because, like, they both had directed one movie in their career. Eddie Murphy had Harlem Nights, and now Martin Lawrence, he has A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And both of them, they never directed a movie again. And in the case of Martin Lawrence, and I even suspect Eddie Murphy, that trying to do everything with the movie from directing, writing, star producing, that nearly killed them. So I can understand why that was just too much for them. But like I said, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. To me, this is like Crazy Tyler Perry before Crazy Tyler Perry, because this definitely seems like something Tyler Perry would make. Martin Lawrence was hilarious in this movie, and he absolutely worked for the character he played, but the true standout was Lynn Whitfield, who was crazy and unhinged. I wasn't sure where her character was going, but the moment she finally folded for Darnell, that's when the wheels started to turn off, and I'm like, oh shit, this is probably not going to turn out. To me, this is definitely, I haven't seen much of her filmography, but to me, this is my favorite and, in my opinion, her best performance right here. Even the rest of the supporting cast was excellent. Like, you got Regina King, Bobby Brown, who was actually good in this one. You got Daryl M. Mitchell, Della Reese, who plays Martin Lawrence's mother in this movie, and she was also hilarious for the moments that she was in this film. You have a young Wendy Robinson from The Game, Tasha Mack, if you remember her. Fajon Love, Joanna Man himself, Miguel A. Nunez, Tiny Lester, rest in peace, and Tracy Morgan. If I had any real gripes about this movie, is just the fact that it was a bit tonally inconsistent. Like I said, the first half it felt like one movie, but then the second half of this movie, it kind of shifts into this semi-serious tone once all the BS started happening. And there are some questionable editing choices, especially during the climax of the movie that involves three characters falling into a pool, and the way it was just shot and just jerking, it just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, that's all. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed how I just went into this completely cold. Out of the movies that I've never seen for Black History Month, this might be my favorite that I watched for the first time. I'm going to give A Thin Line Between Love and Hate a mid hard eyes emoji. That's it for the day. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate? If so, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bankful B of The Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, and be on the lookout for more reviews for The Lassiter Factor Black History Month special.